back here on RossLong.Info, and of course KJagRadio.com, your source for the best in entertainment news and interviews in Central and South Central Kansas. Now you might be asking me, Ross, what the hell are you doing sitting at home on your porch? Well, there's good reason for that. It's because the next guys that I interviewed, I really felt at home with, because I've been following many of the individual members for sometimes up to 30 years. So these guys got what we call in the interview chops. So without any further ado, we will, through the magic of television, go to them right now. And just like magic, we are in the bus with none other than Kill Devil Hill.
Yeah.
How y'all doing, guys? What's happening? Rock on. Now, Vinny, I'm going to pick on you. You're kind of the instigator of this whole project.
Some people say it's my fault.
It's your fault? Okay. Tell me, I'm going to give your resume so you don't have to embarrass yourself. Started out with Heaven and Hell. You played with Black Sabbath, and most recently, before this gig, is Dio. Talking of Ronnie James Dio, bless his heart. The man went off to his reward about 1.5 years ago, and was rocking it up to the end.
Oh yeah, he was rocking to the end, all right.
Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, and you know, he was sick, and he was still on the road singing, doing what he loved, even when he wasn't feeling 100%. So he rocked out, you know, up until the end, and he was, the time when he was, you know, diagnosed, he was ready to go on the road with his band Dio. After we finished with Heaven and Hell, there was a break, so he was ready to go out, go play some more. And that happened, so.
You got to respect that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes. Now we're gonna coming over and introduce the rest of the band. Rex, what's going on? Rex Brown.
Hanging out, talking to you, son.
I remember you from the days in Pantera. I mean, it was like 1983. I had to drive 6-7 hours to get there to see you, because a friend of mine says you got to experience this band, you know. And I'd listen to your albums, and they say, you know, if you like Judas Priest, I mean, yeah, you got to go see Pantera. And
you know, we were like 17 and playing those circuits and the whole bit, so you know, that's where I got my chops up, and then we eventually signed with a major, and the rest is history, you know.
And since then, I don't know, I've been kind of trying to add up with this whole group, Kill Devil Hill. By the way, how did does that have anything to do with North Carolina, or is that just a cool name?
There is a Kill Devil Hills in North Carolina.
I know.
Absolutely. Where the Wright brothers flew the first plane.
Sure, right, yeah, huh? Right off of Kitty Hawk.
Yeah,
with an S at the end, Kill Devil Hills.
Exactly.
Yes. You are Kill Devil Hill.
Hill. Singular Hill.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a reason for that.
All right. Well, yes, everybody wants to know the reason.
Mike?
Who?
Well,
you had it. Yes, Mike.
The way it got its name was back in the early days of the Pirates, and you know, basically the English Crown was still running the show. So we, basically the deal is this: the Pirates back then used to call their rum Kill Devil, so because it was strong enough to kill the devil. So what would happen is the ships off that coast right there would get scuttled sometimes, and they'd salvage the rum, and they'd pull the rum up into the sand dunes there and bury it, so they'd come back later and drink it.
And I understand that was even an industry at the time.
Absolutely. Well, it was a barter.
Shoreline, yeah.
They used it for barter. It was one of the premier barter goods at the time. You know, you could trade for cattle or for feed, any of that stuff, the stuff that was important back in those days. But it was basically because those people wanted to get hammered. That's what it was all about.
The rum, yeah.
That's right. And there was actually a company that marketed a brand of rum called Kill Devil back in those days, I believe, as well. But that's where the dunes came to receive their name, and we just wound up using it because, hell, we're a bunch of fucking pirates, man. That's
right. So that's agreeable to all members of the band. We like
the way it sounded.
I love it. Yes, it's great. So, Mark, let's talk about your resume then. Where do you come from?
Well,
I mean, I remember you from the Rat days.
Yeah.
And you had more hair then, or bigger hair. Not to tease you, but
Well, back in those days, everybody had bigger hair. That was just part of the program.
that was the 80s.
You know, spandex. Come on, man. It fit like a glove. It was.
Hey, dude.
But no, I've done my time with a bunch of different bands. A lot of bands that never even saw the light of day is the truth of it. And I've been fortunate, you know, I played with Stephen Pearcy for a period of time, did a few solo records with him, and he's a great guy. And from that, I got to do some fly-out dates filling in with Rat, you know, with Warren and Bobby and those guys, and they're really great too. And yeah, it's been a good road, you know. It's been a really enlightening experience, let's just say that, you know. Learned a lot from those guys.
Excellent, excellent. So let's, I mean, we're talking, like you say, Rex, chops, resume, credentials. I mean, I just can't think of a band of hard rockers that have come together. How did this happen? Did you just make a lot of calls there, Vinny, or?
Yeah, I had, you know, some drum tracks I recorded that were really cool, and I found Mark's. Somebody recommended Mark, and I checked him out, and I went, oh, this guy's pretty cool. He came down, had a little studio, laid some guitar down. We worked really well together, and then he knew Dewey, singer, and played me some stuff with Dewey. I went, that's the guy, man. That's a great voice, and that's what I'm looking for.
So now, when you all finally first sat down together and started playing, just jamming, whatever, what happened? What did you know that this was?
Well, yeah, we recorded a lot of demos, you know, Mark and I and Dewey and different bass players on it, and then it wasn't working out. We needed a bass player, so I know Rex for a while. We called Rex, I sent him some stuff, he dug it, and put some bass on it, and then you could hear that it was complete at that point. You know, it's like, this is cool. And Rex came over last year, and we at the NAMM show in LA, and we played together, and it just magic, you know, to get that feeling where this is the right thing, you know. So it fit.
So fast forward now to 2011. You've been gigging here for now 6 months, and you're.
It seems like 6 months.
It's
only been a month.
I saw an
5
interview.
weeks, right?
Yeah, well, we played that one show in April, but
Yeah, we played some shows.
That's what I.
We
That's
played
A couple scattered
a
shows.
variety of shows, yeah.
Right.
But this tour has been about 5 weeks. We just did a tour. There's 2 more shows to go, tonight and tomorrow.
So all that know you are asking the question, when do we get a CD from you? I mean, I'm excited. I've heard these demos and some of these things on YouTube that you've done that
Yeah, all demos, but
and they're only demos, and I've seen illegally pirated film footage from Hollywood and so forth on stage.
Kind of,
I know
some of it's awful sounding because there's one
because
mic.
you just can't quite cut it with a mic on a cell phone many times. But you guys rock. I mean, when's this album coming out? Do we have a name for it?
I think it's going to be a self-titled debut. We hadn't really come up with that'll come. We'll figure something out. But it's going to be out in March through SPB Records worldwide, except for a couple of other territories. And we're really excited. We're 95% done with it. We just have to go back and remix a few things and redo some vocals, and it's going to blow your mind.
I'm sure
Yes.
we're excited. We are excited.
Hell of an album.
So now, tell me, if somebody right now wants to find out more about you officially from your
up.
pen,
Yeah.
where should they go?
They can go to KillDevilHillmusic.com. And on there is a bunch of stuff, and then
Links
Facebook
to
links.
everything.
It's got some
Twitter,
Facebook stuff and
all that
Twitter,
stuff.
all the usual.
You even have a QR code? You know what those are?
A what?
A QR code.
What's that?
One of those things that are popping up on posters and all over the place that let somebody take a cell phone, a smartphone, and they scan it?
Yeah, actually, I think we do have one of those.
We do.
Cool.
It's not up there yet, but I heard we had one.
Excellent, man.
Those are cool.
Any further words to your fans? Shout outs to anybody? Thank yous, screw yous, whatever.
We got a bunch of fuck yous, but
I understand that.
We'd like to thank all the fans that came out on this tour. I mean, there was no promo on this tour. We wanted to get it together, cement this thing up, and go out and just do it, you know. So all the fans and people that showed up and helped us, some of the owners of the venues were awesome. Some of them weren't, but we'd like to thank them all anyway. Let's say that.
But the reaction from the fans has been?
Fans been great.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent.
Guys,
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
fans.
I mean, I just can only imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an exciting show tonight, and I wish the best for you. Just a few more gigs this year, and we'll be anxiously anticipating your March release then.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's going to kick ass, and then keep posted to the website. And
You'll keep
We'll
you'll
be
keep
out
us
next year.
updated,
yeah,
and you've got now. Do you have an extensive? I don't know if you said it. Do you have an extensive tour after the release of the?
well, that's the plans.
That's the plans.
Yeah, nothing yet that's being worked on. So,
Well, I hope it sells 12 million the first week.
me too.
well,
Oh yes. Okay.
Even the second week, I'm fine with that.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
appreciate it.
So that'll wrap us up here on RossLong.Info and of course KJagRadio.com. I am Ross Long, and let's go watch more.